and today we're going to make a summery lemonade arrangement that's going to be bright and colorful. And who says you have to make lemonade with lemons? So today I'm using 2 crystal hurricanes, and in one of them I'm going to place a glass liner. Now I just went through a collection of jars that I happen to have in my kitchen, and that is going to actually hold the flowers. We're going to drop these lemon slices in between the hurricane and the vase that we're going to be putting our flowers into. We don't want the citric acid of the lemons deteriorating the flowers more quickly than they normally would. We're going to add a little more water and continue to float the lemon rings around that central vase that we're putting our flowers into. This always reminds me of a picnic with lemonade. This would be perfect for a graduation party, an outdoor picnic, evening cocktail I could see if you're serving lemon margaritas or frozen lemons. Okay, so we've got our lemon lining in our hurricane, and now we're going to make our arrangement. We're going to start with some hydrangea. Summer's almost here and hydrangeas are in full bloom. I want to give you a few tips on how to care for your hydrangea and how to make them last longer. When picking them from the garden, you want to start early in the morning, or at least the coolest part of the day. Take them into the house and give them a nice diagonal cut. This allows more water uptake into the stem and brings water up to the many little flowers that create this composition flower of the hydrangea. Now sometimes you may have cut your flowers, put them in a vase, and woken up the next morning to find 1 or 2 of them collapsed. A very easy way to revive that flower is to submerge into your kitchen sink or a tub of cool water the whole head of the flower and the stem recut. And 45 minutes later you'll come back to a revived flower that looks like a fresh blossom from the bush. So I'm going to gather these hydrangea kind of in a hand-tied bouquet. I'm removing the foliage because I want more of a clean look, not so green. I really don't want much of a collar around the arrangement. I want it to sit right atop the vase and let the lemons be as much a part of the arrangement as the flowers. I'm going to center this hand-tied bouquet with some beautiful cobalt larkspur. We're going to add another hydrangea to the back here. And then I have these beautiful lemony butterscotch dahlias that will add a nice contrast and tie in the yellow of the lemon. Just kind of gently bundle the flowers within your hand. Hold them together. We're going to bring this guy right over here. And now remember that trick of how we're going to judge where we need to cut the stems in order to get the proper height for our container. So we drop the flowers down below the edge of the table or counter we're working on. And I think we want those to set about right there. So we're going to take our shears and on a nice sharp diagonal, and remember in our water for our flowers we've added a teaspoon of Clorox per gallon of water, and that's going to keep the bacteria down and keep our flowers going long and strong for many, many days to come. Going back and changing the water occasionally, every couple days, or if you see any cloudiness appear in the water, will also help. And at that point, I would recut the flowers. Again, you want to use that Clorox-infused water and recut the stems. So I've bound the stems together with a little bit of jute here. And now we're going to drop them down into our central vase. And that's going to sit there and rest right on the collar of the vase there. And then we're going to take our second container. Let me pull this aside a bit. And we're going to do just a little bit of a what I like to call a submerged design, because the flowers are really going to be within the container. We've added a little bit of water there. I'm going to drop in a few tips, the larkspur, a few of the tendrils, unopened buds from the dahlias, just for interest's sake. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll get one or two of them to open up. And then in the foreground of that, we're going to float one of the heads of the dahlia. So this would make a nice component arrangement for a buffet, for a cocktail party. The hydrangeas are lovely and fresh. Top hydrating them with a spray bottle with water in them. Here you only want to use pure water. You do not want to put Clorox on top of the blossom, but that extra little mist of water will help keep those flowers going for a long time. As we come to a close today, I want to thank you for joining me in the garden here at Caregiving 101. Take care of one another and make time to smell the flowers.